I'll tell you honestly,
Yeah.
I have never been criticized by my parents.
Are you serious?
Yes. Growing up, I was the biggest tomboy. Like,
Wow.
I don't remember if my father or mother would have told me that, hey, don't laugh so loudly. When I used to laugh, the entire room used to know that Meenal is laughing. They never told me sit a certain way, sit in a ladylike way, or don't wear these boyish clothes.
Yeah.
Never. I was unafraid, outspoken, out there all the time. And to be honest, when I grew up, I was always, so since childhood, I was always a performer. I loved this stage. I was a part of debating teams, poetry competitions, drama, you name it, I was there. It was in college that I also realized that apart from just performing, I also loved helping people do the same. So I remember this one incident wherein, so the first year it was a debate competition. I'd gone and I'd won in an inter-college debate competition. The next year, someone else had to take part in that same competition and I was training her to go there. 2 days before the competition, nerves got the better of her and she came to me and she's like, I won't do this. Can you please go in my stead? You know my speech already very well. Why don't you go and you take part in it?
Yeah.
Now the hero in me would have loved to say yes, right? And I knew till a certain level, I know the competition that I would do well in it. I don't know what inside me said no. I said no, it's you who's going to go there. I'm going to help you and we're going to rehearse to the T. But you are the person who will stand on the stage who's going to take part in this debate. I remember her on the stage, me in the audience. Whenever she was even getting stuck, I was signaling her about the next point, but that I am here, you don't worry. Ariman, that day a very important realization happened in my life, and that was that so there's this thing called king or kingmaker. Do you want to be the king or do you want to be the kingmaker? That day I realized that I think I want to be a kingmaker. You won't believe that. So I've helped a friend who was taking part in a Miss India contest while writing her answers. She won. She won. And when she won, I realized I love doing this. That passion grew further.
Grew, of course.
After that, I remember being at her success party and there were people from Delhi Times and I went and I had casual conversations with them exploring that, oh, what is it that you guys help her with and how do you work around this? And they said, oh, you know so much about this. Are you her image consultant? And I looked at them with a blank stare. What does this word even mean? That's when I decided to do a 1-year-long course in image consulting. I was done with my MBA. I took the traditional route. I did BBS. I did MBA. I worked in the corporate for 1 year. And then I enrolled for an image consulting course on the side.
Fantastic.
And the story doesn't stop here. I'll tell you the most interesting part. The hero in me sometimes still wanted to give it a shot. I traveled to Bombay and I went there.
You wanted to pursue, yeah.
I went there. I interviewed with Dharma and T-Series for internships. Got accepted for those internships. But the marketing head of Dharma sat across me and he looked at me and he pulled out my, that remuneration,
portfolio,
the package. No, the package that I was getting, salary slip.
Okay.
And he put it over there that this is what you're earning right now. He said, 6 months you'll intern with Dharma without any pay. He said, you'll be living in Bombay. He said, I am in the industry. I've seen your caliber. I see your pedigree. Trust me, you'll waste your talent here. Go back to Delhi. Your family is there. There's a great future and pursue image consulting over there.
Fantastic.
I still thank that person. His name was Siddharth. I still thank him because when he told me that, I said no to T-Series. I said no to Dharma. I said, I'll be the kingmaker. Let me go back.
Fantastic. And how, so, I mean, we are talking about a transition from your early days to your kindergarten, to your adolescence, to your teens, to your, now you're a mother.
Yes.
So do you think motherhood also changes the way you look at people? Because earlier you were on the other side of the coin. You were on the receiving end.
Yeah.
But now you being a mother, so do you also, point out stuff and say, nahi, ye nahi theek, ye wo nahi theek. So, I mean, does that also happen?
I don't think I point out things as in ye theek nahi hai, ye theek nahi hai, but I think I've learned to let go more things. In fact, I've stopped being perfect.
Yeah.
After becoming a mother, I realized there's no word as perfect. You know this term also, work-life balance.
Yeah.
I think it's the most
abused.
messed up definition. 8 hours of work, 8 hours of fun, or
And 6 hours of
whate-
sleep, yeah.
or 8 hours of sleep. When you become a mother, there's this variable that gets added, which is work plus life plus lots and lots of guilt will get you the closest to balance as much as you can dream of, right?
Yeah.
Once you accept this definition is only when you can find some peace in life.
Hmm.
And that's what's happened with me. In fact, more than being a perfectionist, this woman who could work for 12 hours straight without breaking a sweat, I was that ambitious. I think I changed because after I became a mother and when I used to take sessions, and whenever there was a knock on the door and there was this faint voice, Mama, 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 all my heart wanted to do was abandon everything,
And go back
rush
to-
out, embrace my child and be like, this is what I want to do. But in that moment, I started becoming, that's when I realized that I need to become more intentional with the work that I want to take in,
Fair enough.
right? Otherwise, I would have just been dealing with that extra variable guilt.
Guilt, yeah, I mean,
Right?
at the end
When
of
I'm
the
with
day,
my
that hits
child,
you.
I'm missing work because here I am playing with glue and realizing, oh, I've done so much. I've gotten such good work. How can I just be playing with glue? And when I'm at work, I'm
You're
missing that mama
mama.
voice. I want to go back. But then I read something also on LinkedIn. It said that motherhood is not about balance, it's about trade-offs.
Wow.
You're either trading your time with the child for work or
Vice versa.
versa. Once I accepted that, life became
Easier.
better, easier, peaceful, and I changed as a person because I became way more intentional and forgiving with clients. I only took clients that aligned with my vision for the kind of work I wanted to do, and I also became a lot more forgiving
Yeah.
with their imperfections.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's wonderful, and I think the entire process, it sounds tiresome as well. Like I've never thought about this, and there's a lot of hard work which goes into this. But tell me something as well. Like you were talking about, you also gather information from the family as well. So I mean, do they also get involved in the process of this consultation or your sessions? Do they have a say in this or no?
No, 100% no. After you've given your input, now the journey is between me and the client.
Okay.
Yeah. So, because if I get them involved, it doesn't make sense only. However, a lot of times the client gets certain members involved as accountability partners.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
I see a lot of husbands who've taken role play situations from me to practice assertive communication, to practicing no, setting boundaries, and they do that with their life partner.
Life partners.
Yeah.
But that's nice. I mean, it's something different at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And if someone's life gets better, why not?
100%.
So I'm going to be asking you certain, questions now, which is related to these are. I wanted to know because this, at the end of the day, is an art form.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we are on the Heartful Show, guys. Endorsement. So, I mean, do you see personal image as an art form or just a social mask that we are forced to wear?
I personally take an issue with the word mask because so many people associate image consultants with creating this fake persona as if I've created a perfect robot out of you, which doesn't truly feel like you. But that's not true at all.
But that is exactly what people want to know because the first time someone hears the terminology image consultants or image consultancies, the first thing which goes into the mind, oh, she's a teacher, she's going to teach me how to be perfect. And that is the perception behind this. So how do you break the ice? And isn't it a social mask at the end of the day?
100% no. I vehemently and with all my conviction, I'm going to say no, a big fat no. And I'll tell you why. The problem is that if today a certain person, let's just take an example of a client there's this client who is so intelligent, extremely thoughtful, great listener, brilliant analytical skills, but just because he believes he's an introvert, he believes that he needs to be the loudest person in the room to have great presence, this person always shrinks his body language. He sits like this. He sits like this. Because in his mind, he feels that I don't have the confidence to speak up like this extrovert sitting next to me, so I don't have presence, or I am a low on confidence person. That's not true, right? What I am now going to do here as an image consultant, I'm not going to push him and say that, hey, you become like that extrovert person, you also start talking a lot. No. I will, in fact, rather than changing him, create alignment between how he is internally and how to portray that with conviction and authority on the outside.
Fair enough. No, but like as you rightly said that especially in North India where the concept of herd mentality is it goes out of bounds. So like I know of a lot of people socially as well, just because certain people are loud, certain people are out there. Okay, let's talk about styling as well. Certain people wear certain brands out
Yeah.
there. So my friends and colleagues and even people working with me say that, oh, just because I own a bloody
Yeah.
Rolex, I think even I should own a Rolex. Or just because you speak loud and you gather people around you, I think I should speak loud. So how do you change that perception? And or do you actually dwell in, or do you actually, what do you do? I mean, as an image
Okay, Ariman,
consultant.
let me ask you.
Yeah.
What would you like more? You wearing brands to come across as a powerful person, or you becoming a brand powerful enough that people want to associate with you?
Of course, the latter.
Of course, the
The
latter,
latter.
right? All of these things, these brands, these luxury items are crutches that people use to make up for the things
Loss
that
of
that they don't feel confident about. 100%. Just because you're wearing Gucci doesn't mean that, hey, you're the most powerful person in the room, right? If you've seen the movie English Medium, right? Imran Khan or
Yeah,
Irfan
of
Khan.
course. Irfan Khan. Irfan Khan.
Irfan Khan. So when he
Right.
dresses up to showcase that, hey, I'm a person of influence and importance, he ends up wearing brand on brand on brand on brand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at the school.
at the school. A lot of people, okay, stereotyping again in North India, do believe in the same. I see logos all written all over them. That's not what will make you stand out for
Agreed.
the right reasons in a room.
Agreed. But you also feel that, okay, now we are living in an imperfect world. So such forms of communication also play well with people. Like talking about the receiving end now.
Yeah.
There are certain people who wear this because they think that people will receive them well. Talking about the receiving end, yes, 90% of the people are smart enough to know that this is just a tag. It's a social
Yeah.
tag at the end of the day. But then there are also certain people who respond well to certain to such kind of people. So it's got two sides to a coin. So what do we do in that case?
So there's no harm in wearing brands,
Yeah, of course.
right? Please,
Yeah, of course.
please go ahead and wear
Yeah.
them if you like. I too love certain brands and I love them for the values that I see that they portray. In fact, a lot of my clients who are in the finance world, I do refer Ralph Lauren left, right and center. What I don't want is that brand to be certainly in your face enough for that to speak louder than you are
Fair enough.
in your presence, right? We don't want that to happen. So wear brands, make them, but wear them harmoniously.
Fair enough. Another thing which is going on in my mind is, if you're talking about people being so raw, which you're emphasizing a lot on,
Yeah.
okay, and art is also something which is, it's imperfect. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's not art. If it's perfect, it's just wall decor, is what people say. So, shouldn't the same apply to people's images?
In the sense?
Okay, I'll put this in a better way. So of course, you're tweaking one's personality to get the better of them in an authentic way. You're
Yeah.
not polishing them. I mean, you
Yeah.
are polishing them, but not perfecting them. So, don't you think there are times when the rawness of someone should outshine more than something which you've taught them or they've learned from your sessions?
So I never teach them to be someone else.
Else.
For instance, if I see a person who is introverted, they
Okay.
feel shy, but they
Yeah.
are smart, and I want their smartness to show in their presence, I will not change the fact that they speak less. I won't ask them to speak more. What I would change is that what is their strength? Your strength is listening. Your strength is analytical skills. Your strength is decision making. If those are your strengths, hypothetically, let's say, then at least sit in the room and occupy space with your body language to showcase your confidence.
Confidence.
Don't then sit like this because you feel that because I'm not the
confident.
loudest person in the room, I'll sit like this. Now, this is not rawness. Even if you want to wear slippers to your workplace, I would still find a pair of slippers that represent your brand, which might be leather, which might be a finer version of them, and consistently give them to